All right, guys, as we're getting into the thick of it, I was deciding not to do a tier list style video for the next DLC characters, but I decided, you know what, I might as well just do it. There's a strong chance it's just going to be updated the second the Mii costumes come out for Pyra and Mithra, because once Mii costumes come out, that's going to deconfirm some characters. Like, for example, Gino got hard deconfirmed, which is why he's in the we didn't really make it section. He got hard deconfirmed when Sephiroth came out. And that's what I'm saying. Characters, everything changed a little bit once those Sakurai Presents things come out. Because, yeah. So, there's definitely going to be some characters confirmed and deconfirmed. A lot of people are theorizing that Lloyd will be deconfirmed once Pyra's Mii's come out. And I could totally see it. But I also think that there's a chance that Monster Hunter could be deconfirmed here as well. But I want to go ahead and put this out there. If Monster Hunter isn't deconfirmed right here, right now, then this is looking pretty sus. And here's my thing. Over the Season 2, I've been less and less strict about Monster Hunter. Season 1, I was said, no, Monster Hunter is not getting in. Because Season 1 had a certain rule set to it that's not the same as Season 2's rules. Each season has a different set of rules here. Season 1 was like, no content that is represented in Smash already is getting a character unless they are possibly from a brand new game that has no content in Smash at all. And that rule applied to Byleth. And that was a rule I said a long time ago. Like, DLC characters are going to have to be completely new content. And basically, what I said was like, Pokemon and Fire Emblem have a chance. Now, Fire Emblem got in Season 1, and that's great for Fire Emblem, but Season 2's rules are different. Season 2's rules are way more lenient. Basically, if you have content in Smash, including spirits for your character, you can still get in. Spirits do not deconfirm. Min Min confirmed spirits don't deconfirm for Season 2. Season 1's rules, spirits deconfirm. Season 2's rules, spirits, hey man, sky's the limit. So we got Min Min. Funny thing is, Sephiroth didn't have a spirit, but FF7 was represented. But again, funny thing, Sephiroth brought with him all the Final Fantasy VII spirits. He brought with him all the Final Fantasy VII music. So yeah, Sephiroth just pretty much should have not been possible, but because Final Fantasy and Square Enix is kind of like stingy and hard to work with. I guess it made perfect sense to add Sephiroth in later rather than include him in the base game. So, yeah. Now we just got Pyra, and again, Xenoblade 2 even has music already. Xenoblade 2 literally has music in Smash Ultimate already. It has both a spirit for Pyra and Mithra, as well as Rex, as well as other side characters, and I'm going to assume that it's going to be like ARMS all over again. ARMS had about 5 spirits in it, and I'm assuming it's going to be the same thing. There's going to be a bunch more spirits added in, and just be like, yeah, whatever. Here's like the whole cast from Xenoblade 2. But whatever, that's fun to me. I like those spirit battles, and Xenoblade 2 is going to be all about like tag battles, so I'm totally down with that. But now, why am I making this now, and why am I not waiting to the spirits? Or sorry, for the Mii costumes. The reason why is because I have strong suspicions. Now, I had a really strong suspicion about Gino getting in after Steve got in, because I was like, wow, Sakurai's actually listening to the fans. Not realizing it would later be revealed that Sakurai and Nintendo and Microsoft and Mojang were all negotiating putting Minecraft in Smash for 5 years. And the only reason Banjo got in was because they were negotiating putting Minecraft on the Switch in the first place. Once Microsoft announced Minecraft for Switch, Microsoft and Nintendo contacted each other and pretty much immediately started talking about, should we put Banjo in Smash? Like, straight up. That was one of the first things they talked about was, hey, we gonna put Banjo in Smash or not? And it's something that, like, Phil Spencer was asked twice. Can Banjo be in Smash? He said, yeah, if that's what they want to do. He knew the whole time they were talking about putting 2 characters in Smash. I gotta give you credit, Phil Spencer. I gotta give you credit where credit's due. Like, your willingness to work with Nintendo and put Microsoft characters in Smash is badass. And It's not just putting characters in Smash, it's putting Microsoft games on the Switch. It's literally a win-win. It's about time video game developers understand this. As someone who primarily plays on Sony and the Nintendo secondary, I gotta say I have mad respect for my Phil Spencer specifically, and I feel like Microsoft's in good hands. And I mean, I'll even say, like, even the Xbox Series X, while I think it has a terrible name, I think that as a console, it is slightly superior to the PS5 in some aspects. And I'm mostly on the PS5 because Sony always seems to get some pretty good exclusives. And also, like, Japanese games, for some reason, are always, like, primarily PlayStation 5. They don't always come out on both consoles. So, whatever. Either way, why do I want to make this video now and not wait for the Miis? Because if we don't see Monster Hunter Miis, if the Monster Hunter Miis aren't in, I think there's a strong chance Monster Hunter's getting him. Like I said, the rules are different. 3 of the 4 characters so far have had content in Smash Ultimate. It seems like the stars are starting to line up. I was the most certain of Ryu Hayabusa and a Pokemon because it's still driving me crazy. How could they not include Ryu Hayabusa as a spirit? Like, you would think there's so many spirits from games not in Smash. Like Resident Evil has spirits, Trials of Mana has spirits, like Octopath Traveler has spirits. Like, there's just spirits from so many random ass games. River City Ransom has spirits, for crying out loud. But the thing is that it's like, how could they not include Ninja Gaiden spirits? You know what I'm saying? It's Ninja freaking Gaiden, Team Ninja. You know Team Ninja, the company that worked on Fire Emblem Three Houses, Fire Emblem Warriors, Hyrule Warriors 1 and 2. Like, they just were... Oh, Metroid Other M, which is where Smash 4 got its design for Samus, for Zero Suit Samus. And I think her design is still somewhat based off that in Smash Ultimate. So, like, I mean, it seems like Team Ninja and Nintendo are pretty fucking close. They're pretty tight, you know what I'm saying? So the idea of not including Ryu Hayabusa, fine. It's not that they have to include him as a character. That's not the case at all. You don't have to include Ryu Hayabusa. No, you don't have to include him at all. But to not include him in the game in any capacity, no Mii costume, no spirit, no assist trophy, nothing, that is crazy to me. I mean, at least give the man a fucking spirit. I mean, for God's sake. But Koei Tecmo did get an assist trophy from Fatal Frame, and that's dope. But I'm just saying, nothing from Team Ninja specifically, like Ryu Hayabusa, that's insane to me. Not even Samurai Warriors assist trophies, not assist trophies, spirits, Samurai Warrior spirits or Dynasty Warrior spirits, nothing? That's crazy to me, man. And so, I will say that during this last Nintendo Direct, they were advertising the Ninja Gaiden games are coming to Switch, and they used to advertise Dragon Quest XI coming to Switch before they announced Dragon Quest in Smash. And a lot of us were saying, "Oh, they're advertising Dragon Quest. Ooh, look at this!" And yeah, it turned out there was something to that. Now, they've also advertised Resident Evil coming to Switch. Devil May Cry is on Switch. And so it doesn't necessarily mean anything. Switch gets a lot of old games all the time. It doesn't always mean anything for Smash at all. But I'm just saying, sometimes the simplest answer is best. So I do think Ryu Hayabusa has a chance. But when it comes to Monster Hunter, and this is why I really wanted to make this video, Monster Hunter is a character who has content in Smash already who isn't a playable character in the game yet. Now, in Season 1, I said no. All you need for representation for Monster Hunter is Rathalos. You don't need an actual character for Monster Hunter to be playable in Smash to represent Monster Hunter. Just having a straight-up monster from Monster Hunter is a perfect way to represent the game. And I would bring up examples how Rathalos is in Final Fantasy XIV. Rathalos is in Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. Rathalos is in cameos for games all the time, and that's because the important thing about Monster Hunter is not the playable character, it's fighting the actual monsters. However, Monster Hunter is a huge franchise, so it would not shock me if they ended up in Smash either way. And while I would say you don't need the character to be represented, it could lead to a cool character with an interesting character design. Now, am I suggesting the last two characters would be Ryu Hayabusa and Monster Hunter, two anime characters who have swords, after Sephiroth and Pyra also have swords? And really, Steve has a sword too. And Mimic doesn't have a sword, but her range is actually way scarier than a sword. So, am I suggesting that 5 of these 6 characters will have swords and one's going to be an insane zoner? Maybe. I don't know. Also, I do like to point out that I thought Monster Hunter's chances were hurt once we saw Byleth, because Byleth has a lot of different weapons, and it seems like Byleth also has some big wind-up heavy-hitting attacks, and it seems like Monster Hunter would have pretty much played like that anyway. The bow and arrow, the big swords, or like the big spears and the big axes, but Monster Hunter doesn't really use axes, he uses like a big sword. But honestly, you could probably make an Echo Fighter of Byleth and make that Monster Hunter and call it a day. But they could also, of course, obviously, create a new interesting moveset from scratch, just complete something we've never seen before using Monster Hunter. It's completely viable. The fact that Steve is in the game and the fact that there's a character named Hero in the game makes me think, yeah, they can put in a generic character named Monster Hunter and make all 8 of his costumes different armors throughout the series, 4 of them male armors and 4 of them female armors. And that way it would be similar to Hero, where every single skin represents a different game. Even with Hero, even the skins where it's the same skin but a different color, those usually are referencing other characters from from the Dragon Quest franchise. So I mean, I'm just saying, I think it's completely legit that they could put in Monster Hunter as a character, 4 costumes male, 4 costumes female, and just have one costume represents Rise, the new game coming to Switch, which is kind of, that is dope. Monster Hunter Rise looks very cool, and a lot of people are really excited for it. Then they could have another costumes that reference the famous Rathalos armor, whatever that armor was in Marvel vs. Capcom, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom, where there was like a girl Monster Hunter, and like one costume was Rathalos, and the other costume was like this white unicorn character. That could be represented in here. I would love that. It'd be kind of like a cool little callback into Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. And I mean, that was I like that design in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite more than the Rathalos one anyway. But I mean, it would be cool. Also, I think the male version of like the male me, where he's wearing the Rathalos armor, where I think his helmet down, that's a cool looking character, and I would love to have a character like that. People also aren't like Dark Souls in Smash, and so that could be like the closest thing we have is like this character who's like all armored up and has like this knight's helm on and it's like, just looking badass. Yeah, and that could potentially change the swords, just like how Hero's character has different swords. That could potentially change the swords for Monster Hunter's character as well. And I mean, I really do like the design of the default character in Monster Hunter Rise, so I would love if that was just like the main costume for this game, because just like Smash does with Link has a different look in every Smash game besides like Brawl and Smash 4. So like, I guess Melee and 64 are both based off Ocarina of Time, but in Smash, Brawl and Smash 4, he wears Twilight Princess. In this game, he wears Breath of the Wild, which he'll probably keep wearing in the next. If they make another Smash game, he might still be in it because Breath of the Wild's so popular. But I mean, they could just change his Monster Hunter's default design later, and just make him straight up a character in this game. So I think Monster Hunter has a significant chance. I think Monster Hunter. I mean, I did not think so until Pyra came out. When it's like, okay, seriously, so far, 3 of the 4 characters so far are characters who already were in Smash, and it felt like they should have had more in Smash. Now, Rathalos is a boss and an assist trophy, which is pretty fucking cool, and would be awesome if Monster Hunter was in the game. But we'll just have to see. I don't want to say like it's 100% confirmed, and I definitely want to say, well, let's wait and see the Mii costume reveals. But which I'm pretty sure we're gonna see a Mii costume reveal for Lloyd from Tales of Symphonia. But if we don't see Monster Hunter as a Mii costume, then it's like craziness to me. Like, if there's no Mii costume for Monster Hunter, then I'm really gonna be banking on that. But it does seem like they shouldn't do both Monster Hunter and Ryu Hayabusa if that's all they have left. It seems like they should have a Pokemon in there, or instead of a Pokemon, possibly Crash Bandicoot or something. Basically, a character that's not just a sword archetype. I don't like the complaint when people say, oh, another anime sword fighter every time a sword character comes out. I think there's like 3 character archetypes in Smash. There's the up close rushdown character, like up close like platformy brawler character like Mario, Pikachu, Sonic, like Fox, Yoshi, like, half the cast basically are just platformer characters. And then there's the sword characters, and then there's the range characters. Basically, I just described the 3 Miis. And that's pretty much the majority of the game, is just one of the 3 Miis, but as an actual character. And I don't like when people complain about sword characters too much. I don't think the game has too many sword characters, and I think sword characters are fun anyway. But I also, my best characters in the game are Falco, Banjo, Pokemon Trainer, and Mega Man, which are none of them are sword characters. So like, my best characters in the game aren't even sword characters, and I'm advocating for sword characters. So I think that just should say something, that like sword characters aren't really the problem. They're not even like the best characters in the game half the time, besides like Palutena and Joker. But besides them, they're not even like the best characters half the time. So I don't think we should complain about that, but I do think at the same time it would be weird if the DLC was pretty much exclusively sword characters. Though if you think about the season pass, for the first fighter pass, Joker, Hero, Banjo, Terry, and Byleth, 3 of those characters have blades. I mean, Joker has a knife, and you could say he's not really a sword character. He's more similar to something like Sheik. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Like, there were multiple characters who had swords, is what I'm saying. And really, when you count Steve is a sword character as well. So far we have 3 sword characters of our 4 DLC. So I'm not sure if the last 2 will both have swords. So maybe one of these could be Crash, and maybe one of these could be a Pokemon. In fact, that's why I have Ryu at the end of my list, because I don't think Hayabusa is really gonna get in, but it's just mind-boggling to me how he doesn't have a spirit at all in the game, or Mii costume, considering how close Nintendo is with Team Ninja. But Nintendo's already super close with Namco Bandai as well. Namco Bandai makes Smash Ultimate. The only character is Pac-Man, and the rest are all Mii costumes. Because I don't think Namco Bandai is like really fighting to put Heihachi or a Soul Calibur character in Smash. I think they're like, well, for our fighting game, we're focusing on our fighting game. And really, if they want to do a crossover, like if they want to put in, they put in lots of crossovers. They put in Akuma, they put in Geese, they put in what's the guy from Final Fantasy 15? I can't think of his name right now. Noctis, that's his name. And they put in like Negan, like. That's all in Tekken. Tekken has all that shit in it. And then Soul Calibur has Geralt 2B, Hamaru from Samurai Showdown. Like, that game has so many guest characters in it. Like, the fact that Geralt and 2B are in the same game is crazy. Like, Geralt and 2B should not be in the same game. Like, Geralt and 2B should... That's just... It's so funny to me that Geralt and 2B are in the same game. But hey, man, makes sense. And that's Namco doing that. So, I mean, if, Namco is doing its own thing with its own games. So, I don't think they care about being in Smash. And so, Team Ninja probably doesn't care either. Team Ninja's probably like, yeah, we just want to make Warriors games for Nintendo properties. They're like, when can we make Mario Warriors? We want to make Mario Warriors. That's all we want to do. And mark my words, Mario Warriors will probably happen one day. There's enough characters for Mario Warriors to work. So then Team Ninja's probably trying to just have Mario Warriors happen. They probably don't even care about putting a character in Smash. So I'm thinking Ryu is the least likely of the 3 that I'm very positive of. And I think that Monster Hunter and Pokemon might have a chance, or possibly Monster Hunter and Crash might have a chance. I'd still love to see Kiryu from Yakuza, because I feel like if Sega got another character, it would definitely be Kiryu, because I think Sega's trying to push Yakuza more than anything else. But I can't think of a single other Sega IP more popular than Sonic, Bayonetta, and Persona other than Yakuza. So to me, Yakuza would be the next choice, but I kind of think Kiryu won't get in. I think Kiryu would probably be better as a Mii brawler, which would be hilarious, and I would buy that Mii. I would buy that freaking Mii because that's hilarious to me. But or he might be a Mii swordsman and his sword's a golf club or something. I would fucking buy it, dude. I dig that shit. But anyway, yeah. I don't know, but I do think that there's a chance we might get Monster Hunter and a Pokemon. That's what I'm really looking at right now. But I don't know, maybe the Pokemon thing won't even happen because it's not like it needs to happen. I mean, think about it. There's already 2 first-party Nintendo characters. How many more first-party Nintendo characters do we need? How many more first-party characters do we need in Smash? You know, we already have Incineroar to represent the new Pokemon game. Sword and Shield's out now, but I mean, for fuck's sake, I mean, who cares, man? Obviously, Nintendo cares, so that's why it still has a chance. But we'll see. It's just the funny thing is, I used to be so sure that Monster Hunter had no chance, and now that time's gone on, and you look at what's in the game now, it's like Monster Hunter has the strongest chance of like most other characters people are theorizing right now. The only problem is he's probably the least character. Like, I don't want Monster Hunter. I don't want Monster Hunter. I don't want Monster Hunter in Smash because it's such a boring character. It's not that the character can't be good or anything, but it's just a generic character who fights with weapons. Like, I like characters with personality and a lot of going on with them, but sometimes Smash doesn't do that. Sometimes Smash just puts in a character. So I won't be upset as long as his moveset is dope. If his moveset is dope, I'm not going to be, that's totally fine. But I don't know. It's like I'd rather have a character like Byleth or Pyra over Monster Hunter because at least they have personality and character design and stuff. And the one thing that Monster Hunter has going for it is some of those armor designs are pretty badass. So I'm hoping Monster Hunter includes some really cool looking characters for the costumes. I'm hoping it's not just the same character with different colors. If we're going to do Monster Hunter, do it right. Put in a shit ton of different costumes. Thank you. So it would be cool to finally have a stage for Monster Hunter since Rathalos has a boss stage, but he's not really in, there's no Monster Hunter stage. So that would be cool, but we'll just have to see. I'm not saying I'm super certain of Monster Hunter, but I am saying that there's nothing stopping him at this point. Nothing stopping him at all. So that's all I have for this video. I did change a few things around here. I moved Waluigi down to not going to happen because I just don't see it. And I moved a few things around in the very positive and the could happen but not sure section. And yeah. Sadly, the picture of our Pyra doesn't include Mythra, and it only includes Rex and Pyra together. So Rex has to be with her. But I guess Rex is in the game, part of her final Smash. So it's still appropriate to have her in the We Made It section. But there's no Mythra on this tier list. So sadly, I can't put Mythra up here because I totally would. I would put them in as different characters because like they are actually listed as character 79 and character 80. So either way, that's all good. We'll have to see what happens when the Mii characters come out. When the Mii costumes come out, that's going to completely deconfirm like 3 more fucking characters on this goddamn list. So honestly, let's see if Ryu Hayabusa gets deconfirmed. Let's see if Monster Hunter gets deconfirmed. Let's see if Lloyd gets deconfirmed. And we're going to really have our characters narrowed down. But E3 is back. E3 was confirmed to come back. So there's definitely going to be a character shown off at E3. That's fucking 100%. It's fucking gonna happen. E3's gonna fucking reveal a Smash character, and a good character to reveal at E3 would either be Monster Hunter or Crash Bandicoot, not a Pokemon. So I'm thinking I think Pyra and Mythra are kind of filler characters because I always like to say like every so often they have to do a filler character, and they did Steve and then Sephiroth. So those are the 2 insanely huge announcements. Those are the 2 probably biggest announcement we're going to see in this entire fucking thing. Much like how Joker was probably the biggest announcement. Oh, well, Banjo. Joker and Banjo were the 2 biggest announcements. We probably saw our 2 biggest announcements so far. And after that is probably going to be filler, which is where Pyra comes in. But E3 is not going to be a filler character. But if I had to choose between the last 3 I'm thinking of, which would be Monster Hunter, Pokemon, and Ryu Hayabusa, I would say Monster Hunter is the most likely choice. But I still think Monster Hunter isn't that hype, so maybe there's another character that I'm not thinking of, or like I said, possibly Crash Bandicoot, who will be shown off as the 5th character during E3, and then Monster Hunter will also be announced later. But I think Monster Hunter still is big enough to be announced during E3. I think that's still a huge deal, but I don't know. Monster Hunter is a pretty popular franchise, so I think it makes sense for them to get in Smash. Either way, that's all I have for you guys with this tier list video. It was mostly just me saying if Monster Hunter's in the game, but I think that's fine. I may make a video where I title it "If Monster Hunter is in Smash," bring back that series, but I think I'm gonna wait until I want to see the Miis. There's a chance that Pyro could deconfirm Monster Hunter, but we'll just have to wait and see. Either way, I think Monster Hunter has a fucking insanely strong chance right now, especially since the Mii fighters haven't been back yet. Oh boy, we're getting close. We're getting close to those last two characters. So, that being said, I'll see you guys on the next one.